We got it?
Yeah, we're here.
Bet.
Okay, so this is the Brain Damage Podcast with Tim, Chris, CTE, Chris Tim Entertainment. See, I don't even know how it works.
You can't make a T with your hand without it looking weird.
Yeah,
I gotta talk to some gang members. I'll let a little T.
But yeah. Okay, so today we kind of had like a pre-podcast podcast. We talked for like an hour about just like random shit. But I feel like it was a productive conversation.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like we're definitely moving into the right direction.
You guys don't even know.
No, yeah, and I think Chris misunderstood me at first, completely.
See,
And
I'm
like-
off my game right now. Sober October is not the business.
Oh yeah, this is also first ever 100% Stone Cold Sober podcast.
I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, how much THC is in my... No, I'm just kidding.
When was the last time you smoked? Yesterday,
Smoke?
that little bowl.
Yeah, a tiny bowl last night. Kinda, but not really.
It was like maybe a sixth of a bowl.
Yeah, a very small fraction of
Like
a
it
bowl.
was like a one hitter. But so
Did
like,
you ever try the glass blunt?
Yeah. Fabian bought one.
No, I know, but you never got... Did you try it?
Yeah.
How was it?
Wait, did I tell you that Fabian bought one?
He bought one and he brought it, but we didn't end up smoking with him that night when he had his car. So I
yeah.
was like, "Did you ever try it?
Yeah, I did try it. I did.
How was it?"
It was good.
So-
We went and played basketball and I tried it.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a pipe. Like
Oh, really?
the way that the smoke is kind of harsh like a pipe. Like
Yeah.
it's not as smooth as a bong because it's not filtered through the water. But it's nice. It's nice because you could just like pack however much you want, smoke however much you want. You gotta hit it kind of like a bowl. So like every time you
Okay.
use the lighter,
Yeah.
and then suck it. But it was nice. It got me high.
Would you
Shit.
get one?
Yeah, I mean it was only $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would get one. It's worth low key, I think, because it saves you time wrapping, time like rolling. You don't have to buy wraps all the fucking time. But that's what I use my bong for.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. So since I have a bong, I don't think I'd buy one.
It's just convenience.
Like if you just don't want to use your bong, if you're like out
Or
somewhere
if
and
you
you don't
don't
want to
have
use
one.
Yeah. I keep my bong like in my car though whenever I go
Do you?
anywhere. Yeah, and I just like rip it cuz I don't care.
No, yeah, true. But like, there's not too many places you can like publicly.
No, yeah, 100%.
Do you think there'll ever
You
be?
got to be sus.
You think weed will ever be
Like
public consumption?
I want it to be. But have you seen I want to go to the 420 lounge. Have you seen the billboard for that? It's like right
No.
by where we
Is
were
that-
yesterday.
We talked about it one time.
I think so. But yeah, you could just smoke weed there. And Miley Cyrus just created a weed lounge. It's a weed cafe. Did you see that? Did you see
Is that hers?
Yeah.
That's Miley Cyrus's.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I feel bad for all the stuff I said about you.
No, yeah. It's so no, it's so sick. You could just smoke a joint and have a bagel and some tea.
Apparently,
Whatever.
you can bring your own weed too for like $20 though. I was like, what?
Like you bring your own weed,
And you can
but
smoke
it's
it there.
$20 admittance.
Yeah, cause it's a place
You get
where
food.
no, it's $20 just to bring your own
Just to
weed,
get in?
and then you can order.
Wait,
food.
okay. So like, what if you go in there with no weed and you buy weed? Is it still the $20 to go in there with no weed?
No, it's free admission. You get in, but if you want to bring your own weed,
it costs $20 to bring it in.
yeah, something like that. I like watched the.
I didn't
The
watch
news.
anything about it. I just read it that it was Miley Cyrus's.
I didn't even hear about that though. They didn't even mention it. The one
Really?
in North Hollywood.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, let me look it up. But
Either that or there's 3. No, just-
maybe. But no, 420 Lounge is in San Bernardino.
I don't know if I would go there.
Okay, it's like by where Costco was yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah. It's
like-
not like San Bernardino.
It's like Redlands.
Like,
San Bernardino.
yeah. But no, so before the podcast we were talking about basically what this channel is as a whole and like where we see it going and how we could get it to where it's going.
Where do you want it to go?
Just
where would you hope?
I just want it to like be viewed as by. I just want it to be viewed by as many people as possible.
Okay.
Like I don't care who it is. I
But,
don't care what they're doing.
If you could compare it to a successful podcast or
like even Bert's podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Like bro, the one with Andrew Schultz, 200K views in like a week.
That's nice.
That's ridiculous. And that's not even the biggest podcast out there. Obviously, there's one podcast that's the biggest podcast out there.
Is it the biggest?
Everybody knows. Yes.
Technically?
Bro, I don't think any other
I don't think
podcast.
anybody has that impact, but is it technically the biggest?
Yeah, I think so.
Dang.
I mean, like, Elon Musk, 26 million views?
The one from yesterday.
Bro,
The
has
Sober
already
October
a million.
has a mil. Just a quick mil.
And that's Sober October. That's like his niche.
No, I
podcast.
know.
Like that's not like that's only people that
I think
really
it's
like
cool though.
Joe Rogan.
I think that's cool because it shows that a lot of people do. Like the video before and after
compare
only have
it to
500,000.
Are you
talking video with all four of them have 1 million?
But that's because they all have separate fan bases.
No, I know, but that's what's cool. Is like
it's like a congregation of.
I think though that their fan bases obviously know the other person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we all know. Like anybody who follows Joe Rogan knows that Joe Rogan is cool with Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
but whatever. You know what I mean? He's got his homies, and he just brought them with him. He's kind of like an Adam Sandler.
No, yeah, he's 100% like that. I think that Joe Rogan has always been like that. He's always been a spread the wealth type of guy,
which is cool. And he's like encouraging other people to do podcasts and to just like go. Like
no, yeah, I love that about Joe Rogan. He does like if he thinks anybody's funny, he's like, bro, you should do stand up. Like he's just not competitive. I mean, he's competitive as fuck, but he's not competitive in the workplace.
Yeah,
he wants everybody to succeed.
Yeah,
but then if you're like doing something to compete, he'll fucking knock your fucking dick off.
Did you hear the one where he talked about his kids?
No. Wait, he talks
that he lets them kick them as hard as they can.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do that.
No, he's like, and they kick hard. He's like, but I want them to know that one, they're capable of kicking somebody this hard. And he's like, I tell him, if a guy ever messes with you, a girl ever messes with you, don't try to fight him. He's like, just give him one of these.
Just kick him in the nuts?
Just give him a good kick to the side of the leg and knock him down. And you're good. He's like, and they won't mess with you. He's like, kick them like that, and they won't mess with you. He's like, it hurts me.
Okay.
Like, imagine never being kicked and then just watch out by Joe Rogan's daughter.
Oh, well, if Joe Rogan kicked me, my leg would break.
No, right?
Well, actually, I feel like I could check it, but I don't know if
I'd die.
Yeah. Do you know how to check a kick?
No.
You, like, turn your shin outwards, lift up your leg a little bit, so then if your leg is planted on the ground, your leg's not going to move, right?
Yes.
If you lift up your leg, turn your shin out, his shin or whatever he's using to kick you, like if it's his foot, his shin, whatever, that's going to hit your shin, but your leg is also going to be in the air and absorb the contact. It's going to move. If your leg's on the floor, that's just not going to move. It's taking the full hit.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
I never knew.
So, like, even just lifting your leg up takes away most of the blow. It still hurts, but, like...
Yeah.
still fucking hurts, but it takes away most of the blow. But then, like, turning it outwards, turning your shin outwards, lifting it up, takes away the blow. It's hitting the hard part right here, so it's, like, not, like, damaging a lot of stuff. But not a lot of people know to do that.
Yeah.
Even though it's, like, basic fucking... physics, you know, like the absorption of energy.
You know physics?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
But I know.
You sounded like you did.
I'd never took physics, but I know like certain parts of physics through like whatever, just learning.
Yeah.
But no, like, dude, Joe Rogan posted. He has a podcast with Roseanne Barr. That's a big name in comedy, like, and that's a big name in controversy.
Yeah.
And it's got 706,000 views in 20 hours.
That's ridiculous.
No, that is ridiculous.
But
like with just Ari a day ago, The same day as the Sober October 3 podcast with Jess Ari has 688K views.
Even that, though.
No, I mean, even that's a lot. But compare it to with Ari, Bert, Tom, and Joe, like an hour later, the same exact day, 1.1 mil.
Yeah.
The Black Keys, 1.8 mil. Wow, that's more than I expected. I love the Black Keys. The Black Keys is a fire band. But, like, I mean, obviously, super high-profile people like Elon Musk that get, like, 26 million views or whatever, that's going to be there for Joe Rogan. Neil deGrasse Tyson, whoever is giant that he interviews, fucking Kanye West when he gets him on, whoever, they're going to be giant no matter what, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But
like, it is just Joe Rogan at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, but I mean, he built.
If you took him out, it wouldn't be nothing. Like,
no,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, you could have the same people talk and it wouldn't get the same views just because of what it is. Like,
because Joe Rogan built it for so long.
Yeah, but it's always been, like you were saying, like a niche in a way where he's always just had a conversation with people. Like, he's never made it too formal or too weird.
No, yeah, and I love that. But it's also like he had the platform already to be able to create that. From, like, Fear Factor. Everybody knew him Fear Factor. UFC. Everybody knows him from UFC. Like, even people that don't watch the podcast know him from UFC, you know? And then there's, what else did he do? He's done a bunch of shit. He's had sci-fi shows, like, a bunch of shit. His comedy. Yeah. I don't know how I forgot about that. But his comedy, he's been doing that for so long, since, like, the 90s. And so he already had that, like, whole thing.
I feel like the podcast just tied it all together, though.
It did. No, it did. Because it brings, like, he brings in, well, now he has the MMA show and JRE. So, like, they're two different entities. But for a long time, he just had JRE. And so he had, like, people, I love it that he just has people that he's interested in on the podcast. Like,
that was his niche, right?
No, yeah,
it's
exactly.
whoever I'm interested in.
And I think it still is.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he just has anybody.
No, yeah, I don't think he has anybody on. Like, I was watching the Bert Kreischer, Andrew Schultz podcast yesterday, and they were talking about, I've never asked to be on a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's facts. Like, you shouldn't have to, when your time is right to be on a podcast, you'll be on the podcast. Like, especially something like Joe Rogan. Andrew Schultz starts blowing up. Joe Rogan's like, yo, this kid is dope. I love what he's doing. I like how he's doing it. He's changing the game. I want him to be on my podcast. Andrew Schultz Andrew Schultz had a following. He could have been like, yo, Joe, could I, like, be on the podcast? Like, all this stuff. He didn't.
Yeah.
He waited. And then when he got on the podcast, that shit blew his shit up. Like, it doubled his fan base, you know?
That's true. Especially because it's a cosign almost, right?
It is. Well, it is a cosign. It's Joe Rogan's cosign.
Yeah. But, like, it's not like a fake one.
No.
Like, it's an authentic Joe Rogan stamp of approval.
And you know that everyone that's going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast has an authentic Joe Rogan stamp of approval.
Yeah, for one
in
reason
a sense.
or another.
And then even if, like, with the Gary Vee podcast.
You did Gary Vee? Oh, yeah. Whoa. I haven't seen that one in a minute.
It's really old. But, like, Joe Rogan kind of thinks, I mean, like, you get the sense
you could see that Joe Rogan was
like, damn, that's kind of bullshit,
almost, right?
yo.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of fucking bullshit. And I'm like, you're right. It is kind of fucking bullshit. I mean, he's working it, and he's getting...
That's the thing, though, is, like, ultimately, I don't know how much I would want to hang out with Gary Vee.
I would love to hang out with Joe Rogan.
Right? Exactly. Because he's, like, the type of person that he is, you just, like, you admire that he's gotten so far with it. You know
yeah,
I mean? Like,
no, exactly.
But Gary Vee, you can't admire it the same way because you know he's cut corners and, like, different things.
He's cut corners, and then he's telling you not to cut those corners.
Yeah, he's running a race. He doesn't live up to what he talks about. Like, Joe Rogan still goes out on the road, like,
every
all
single
the time.
week. Like, every time.
He lives that life.
Yeah,
so we all respect it. We're like, Yes, sir. Like, you know what I mean?
Like he grinds
we
harder
see
than
it.
anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah. And
Except
I feel
maybe
like,
Bert, because Bert adds on tour days every single day to his fucking world tour.
for real?
You never see
The
that?
world tour?
His
I
Body
mean-
Shots world tour?
I can't afford to go right now, so I feel bad looking at it. I'm just like,
Well, no, but you just see it on Instagram. Like that's
Yeah, I'll see him
what that's
post
what that's what the helicopter thing was promotion for his Body Shots world tour. That's what the dancing video was promotion for his Body Shots world tour. Like everything is just promotion for his world tour, you know? But his world tour has been going on for like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
he just
but
finds
it's
different
awesome.
places to go to.
No, he'll revisit places. I like, bro. It's ridiculous. But like the thing is that he's grinding.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I think
grind.
that's
you gotta respect
the
grind.
first thing.
I feel like
It's
Gary Vee's not grinding.
I think he is,
He-
but
oh, he
he's
d-
half-ass grinding.
He stopped grinding, and now he just does
Talks
super
about
simple
how he
shit
used to
and talks
grind.
about how he grinds. He grinds in a sense because he puts out a lot of content. But like,
But it's not the way he used to grind. He
Yeah.
has like turned it down. He was going like 80, on the freeway, and then now he's just like 25 on a side street.
no, yeah, like
he's still
it's-
driving, but he's not going the same.
no, and like he's not even driving anymore. He got a chauffeur.
He got a chauffeur.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He got a chauffeur because like he doesn't make original content. I don't think
No, yeah, he kind of
he
kind
just
of
recycles every single thing he
He
says.
has a couple profanities.
Recycles everything, and like I feel like Gary Vee is a good guy.
No, yeah, I think he'd be cool, but
Yeah,
I don't think he lives up to what he claims, and that's the thing that most people. I was wondering which one you're gonna push. No, but I don't think he lives up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he definitely like sells himself
no, yeah, 100%.
like a used car. He's like a used car.
he's a salesman. He's a salesperson, which is cool. But I
think
feel
he
like
thinks he's better than he is.
oh no, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like he
I feel like he felt threatened in the conversation with Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan is so
he
authentic.
called him out. He said,
I feel like Gary Vee's not authentic. And then I feel like Joe Rogan was so authentic that Gary Vee almost tried to like switch on his authenticity.
"You think? Yeah, yeah."
But
like
then it just came off as fake.
because that's nobody's ever seen him like that. We're just like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly. And I'm just like, bro, like, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah, that's true.
This has been a really long tangent. What we originally were talking about. No, it's okay. But this has been a really long tangent. What we originally were talking about was our podcast and our channel.
Yes.
And I could see it going places. Like I just want people to see it. I just want people to watch.
Mhm.
That's the only thing. I just want y'all to watch us. I feel like it's good content. But at the same time, I think we could put out more content.
Yeah, I
and
think we got to
different
start.
content.
We just got to figure out
We
what
gotta I think we gotta put out Instagram content.
Instagram, right?
I think we could put out different types of videos to bring in more audience members.
Yes.
Like to bring them to the main podcast, you know? Which will be cool.
yeah, it's like a brochure.
Exactly. Yeah. Like this is us. If you want to see us talking about different topics, everything going on in the world, whatever comes to our brains, then come watch us. You know? Brain damage.
Whatever comes to our brain. Did we ever explain that? Because I feel like we never explained that.
I feel like we did. What? Brain damage?
We did, but we didn't. Like my uncle was asking me about it the other day.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Why'd you call it brain damage?" And so I texted him. I was like, I told him about the song, the Eminem song and whatever. And then he was like, "Oh, that's kind of deep. I like that." You know, because it's the whole idea was just like people will call you brain damage or claim that you're less intelligent, but then they'll also keep watching you. You know what I mean? Like,
Like, all right, do you want to explain it? Or
well, you can.
Well,
I can.
yeah, if you want.
No, yeah. So it's the brain damage, and then it was from Brain Damage Eminem, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Brain Damage?
Yeah, that's the song name, right?
Yeah, it's by Eminem.
Brain damage.
Old song. Ever
Yeah.
since the day I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs. what they used to say I was on.
And now I am.
Say I never knew which way I was going, but everywhere I go, they keep playing my song. So he's like, they called me crazy, but now look at them. They're buying my song.
Yeah, they're playing my music. They're listening to what I'm saying, but they called me crazy.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we named it that. It's like,
Yes.
we might be a little crazy,
Oh,
but
also,
it might work.
CTE is a form of brain damage,
Yes.
and like Chris Tim Entertainment
Christensen
fits.
Entertainment.
fits.
Show 'em the card.
It will be backwards because the camera is flipped.
Oh, okay.
But like,
You get the idea.
yeah, you get the idea.
Maybe we'll just put an image.
Oh, that looks really good.
But it's really nice.
Yeah. No, it's great. And the name, it makes sense. I think it fits well. I think it flows well.
Do you think we should make like a channel intro
What do you mean?
that just says some stuff like that? It like has, it's like 30 seconds for people
like
when
an
they
intro
click on it.
video?
Yeah, and it'll just be like clips of us, like from different episodes.
Oh, like it's just a like featured video that starts playing when you click on our channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, we can make one of those.
We should write this down.
I'm down.
I don't.
But also, yeah, so we're talking about making more and new content to bring in more audience members, which would be fun. I think vlogging would be cool. I don't know about like vlogging all the time, but like I do have a Canon DSLR camera that we can use to vlog. Like, which would be really
Do we
fun.
need a mic?
We need a Rode mic?
No, just like any kind of mic to capture audio, or does
I
that
mean,
camera
it
have good
captures audio, but it's not like the greatest audio, but it could work for now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, does it? It's better than a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, cool. Because I know like a lot of vloggers have like external cameras.
Oh, no, yeah.
Or external mics.
I definitely think we could get like a Rode mic eventually.
Yeah.
Because like, well, like Rode mics, they're not that expensive and they're really good. They make like the best external camera microphones.
Microfones.
Which is cool. So yeah, we could get that eventually, but I don't think we need it in the beginning.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, so like vlogging we could do to whatever. Like we've been talking about vlogging for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's just like getting together too.
Yeah. And then your Mountain Dew video that you're working on.
Oh yeah.
Is really cool. I think we could do stuff like that. But also we were talking about making a playlist of videos, a new like segment on our channel. We don't know exactly what it's gonna be called, but we kind of have an idea. And I kind of think it's a good title. And it's I'm not even that high.
Yeah.
Which is like what every stoner says when they're really high. They're like, yo,
Dude,
I'm not even that high, bro. I'm not even that high. So, like, that's a dope-ass name. I think that's really catchy, and I want to use it for something. Because that's what we were thinking of naming the podcast.
Yeah.
That was one of the names.
Behind the scenes.
I'm not even high.
I'm not even that.
Like, that's a dope name for something.
Yeah, I think definitely we could. I mean, we could kind of just do it for anything weed-related in a sense. Or, like, multiple weed-related. Like, you know, some dabs or... You know, we're just smoking on something heavy.
Whatever. Like
we could do the stizzy thing.
Oh, the
we
stizzy
should get a
video.
disposable stizzy and do it.
Yeah, I'm down. We can make all the videos that we wanted to make in the beginning.
It just doesn't have to be strictly podcast.
Yeah,
we could make like a 15-minute video.
Exactly. Which would be really fun, and it could bring in a lot more viewers.
I believe.
And then they'll come back to our podcast. They'll hear us talking about this part right now. And we're like, oh, shit, like, this is when it started.
That's so meta. Stop. I'm too unhigh for this.
But it's, like, I don't think we should be limited to only the podcast. But I think that the podcast should be the main
focus.
You know?
As long as we're, I feel like as long as we're up to date on the podcast, we should just be, like, looking into other things we could do.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you have ideas, just text me and be like, yo. You want to go blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Which will be really fun. But, what was I going to say? I was about to say something.
Sorry.
It seemed important. but I don't know what it was. And I'm not even high. Wow. I'm not even that high. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we just gotta let it. Just gotta let it marinate.
Yeah.
Some marinara.
I can't think of what I was gonna say, dude. I'm so mad.
I'm so sorry.
What were you talking about? Oh, we're talking about the channel and new videos.
I said,
okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Another idea for like videos is like kind of review videos. Because with our new mixer and stuff, we can play audio and stuff from our phones and talk over it, and it'll all be recorded with this. Because my phone is connected through Bluetooth through this. Chris could connect his phone through with Bluetooth through the mixer as well, and we could watch videos, we could listen to music or do whatever, and like review it while we're high.
Yeah,
which I think is kind of fun. Like that'd be kind of cool.
We just put that under. I'm not even that high.
Yeah, and then we put that under. I'm not even high.
Will we get copyrighted?
Probably. Review content, I believe, is non-copyright because you're reviewing it. You just gotta like put it low and in the corner, and then the camera would be mainly on us. But I believe that it's legal to review content. Like, I mean, that's how like review channels do it, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even with like CinemaSins and stuff like that, they're all monetized. But they're like showing full movies, basically. Yeah. You know? So it's full like, I think review content. Yeah. So I think review content is like okay too. I'm pretty sure. Because I've seen people like review skate videos and stuff like that.
That'd be cool. We just get a little playlist of stuff to react to.
And people could send us stuff to like review while we're high.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, while we're smoking.
Send us stuff. On Instagram. Like, send us links. Or just post a link here.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll like
post
find
a link.
it.
Like, post links in the comments.
If you know us, text us. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Tim's number is
5. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so like that's basically what the pre-podcast was about today.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, it was brainstorming.
See, I do weird things when I'm not high, and people think it's because I'm high. It's totally not. I'm just a weird person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you ever felt that? Like, I don't know. Maybe I talked about this on a podcast, but like, people change around you when they think you're high.
Think you're high. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did I talk about that?
Well, I don't know if you talked about it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like you talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, probably somewhere. We'll find it. Jamie, pull up.
Hey, low-key, though, I feel like we could get a Jamie soon.
Hey.
That could just, like, work with this thing.
If you want to be a Jamie.
I low-key got somebody lined up.
Do you have a Jamie?
I have a Jamie.
Is his name Jamie?
No, I wish. But you want to know.
Does his name start with a J?
No. His name is Chris.
Chris? Which Chris? Chris?
Chris.
The Chris that calls you.
Yeah.
Hey. That'd be cool and crazy.
It would be crazy. There'd be 2 Chris's.
I don't think I met him that much, though, to BH.
It's okay. You love him.
I love him.
Bro, he's hilarious.
Okay. Well,
like we'd be high as fuck just talking about some shit, and he could have, like, a button or something to press whenever he wants to talk about something. But, like,
hey,
he presses the button, and he'll just talk mad shit. It'd be hilarious. I think it'd be cool. But, I mean, obviously not now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Eventually. One day.
It shall be figured out.
Yeah. Once we have, like, a room to podcast in. That's, like, only podcast.
Definitely. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It'll be lit.
I got a bead of sweat.
But, yeah. So, like, that's basically everything that we were talking about before the podcast today.
Yeah.
Not everything. We also talked about other things. Including, but not limited to. What did we talk about? We were talking about, like, different topics to discuss today. Oh, a big topic. Big topic in today's discussion. Trump's impeachment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a possibility now. It's kind of a possibility. USA Today did a poll, and 45% Americans, yes, 45% of Americans would be down to impeach Trump right now, which is cool, over the Ukraine scandal.
I mean, okay, so I'm not down to impeach Trump. I just want to understand what we're impeaching him for.
Yeah.
Because I remember they've been kind of trying to impeach him for a minute. Like, I get it. He's an impeachable person. You know what I mean? Like, or he's a person that you just don't like. Like, he's not necessarily a good person. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many problems with Trump that you can almost get lost in the problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like people put emotion before fact.
I think so.
I mean? And not to say that he doesn't have factual reason to be impeached. I just don't like the idea that people are like, let's not even try to beat him in the next election.
Yeah,
I just impeach him. You know, it feels a little shady. And I wonder why. You know, I wonder what the cause of that is. If it's just he's such a horrible person, let's get him out. Or if it's like something beyond that where they're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. We need to make sure he can never run again.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's more just like, well, for me personally, it's more just I don't like who he is, how he handles himself as a person. I don't feel like he's a good representation of this country. I feel like he's a stereotypical representation of this country in a sense that, like, you go to France, people are like, oh, American? I'm like, oh, shit, what? Fuck, like, what did I do? I'm just American. And they're like, oh, like, all they see is Donald Trump shitting on everyone all the fucking time, telling reporters, no, stop asking me questions. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up and answer the question. Why don't you just answer the question, dog? Like, why you gotta fucking segue it over here and just avoid it?
Doesn't that just point to your guilt?
It does. It 100%. He's like, no, I'm not answering this question. There's another guy over there. You could answer. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. It pisses me off.
I don't think he deserves to be in the position that he is. But I also acknowledge that democratically speaking, he was essentially voted in. Now, it's not like there wasn't opposition, you know, because like if Hillary Clinton would have been the president, there would have been opposition on the other side. There were people talking about locking her up and all this stuff because of the emails.
But that's well-deserved.
Yeah, exactly. It's like anytime it's well-deserved, on either side, we'll stand up for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? We want a good president. We don't care if he's Republican or Democrat necessarily, but those things matter because it shows who they're working for, what they're working towards, where they're going.
It shows who their backers are. Yeah, like it kind of just like subtly shows where their ideals lay. You know? It's like, yeah. But at the same time, people can play the system too.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's politics, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like Andrew Yang, I don't really think he's fully Democrat, but he's using the Democrats to get more traction to actually be able to run for a president. Because let's be real. If Andrew Yang was running as an independent, nobody would know who the fuck he was.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody would know who the fuck he was. And remember, I'm the one who've been telling everybody that fucking George Washington's bitch ass all these fucking years ago, he's like, oh, don't do political parties. Guess what? He really fucking said that, and you sent me the tweet.
Yes.
So, like, yes, political parties are shit. They're shit. They shouldn't exist. They really shouldn't. It just divides the country and creates a power struggle. And then when one leaves, it creates a power vacuum, and they all want to rush in. They're like, oh, it's an election year, power vacuum. Everybody just wants to get that power and then control it for some fucking weird reason. They don't want to make the country better. They just want to be able to say that they're running the country.
Yeah, it's like those TV shows where they have the elections and they start promising stuff that the school can't even do. like the school election show.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
like,
about?
like the ASB fucking
Yeah,
elections
yeah,
and
yeah.
like TV shows. Yeah.
And they're like, I promise Kool-Aid in all the water
I
fountains.
know exactly what you're talking about. What show is that from again?
I think it's Sweet Life. Or it
Oh.
might have been Everybody Hates Chris.
It was Everybody Hates Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Everybody Hates
There you
Chris.
go.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah.
exactly. I think that's literally
But
all we're
like
doing.
Loki, he actually did that though. You remember?
Who?
Chris. He put Kool-Aid in all the water fountains
Did he? Where?
at the end of it.
Oh, at this in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People are promising stuff that they can't even do.
No, yeah, in real life, they're promising shit that they can't ever like make good on that
Constitutionally do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something that Joe Biden was talking about. Was like a mandatory gun buyback.
Yeah.
He was saying like constitutionally, you can't really do that the way you're trying to do it. You know, essentially.
Mhm.
And they were like, well, we'll have to make a way. And I was like, that sounds a little creepy.
Well, it just sounds like an amendment to the Constitution, which I feel like we don't have enough of.
We do need to update some stuff. But at the same time, like, I feel like that's a right that is weird to take away.
A Third Reich? I'm just
That's
kidding.
a right.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was just making a
like,
Hitler joke.
I don't know much about Hitler.
But no, yeah. Like, so, but I don't know. I low-key like Joe Biden. Like, I
I would definitely like him better than what we have now. I just think if I had a choice,
I would pick
wouldn't
Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like all this stuff going on with the Ukrainian shit and the Ukrainian government and like information about Joe Biden and his son, Hunter Biden, right? That's his name. I feel like that's all just fucking bullshit, dude. It's all just meant.
It's like fluff, right? It is a story, but they twist it and they make it seem worse than it is so that you don't want to vote for him.
No, yeah.
You know, it's like a scandalizing.
It's annoying because I'm just like, dude, okay, yes, he got his son a job. He pulled some fucking strings. He's the vice fucking president. That shit
I
happens.
think the thing that they're saying isn't that he had the job or that he got him the job.
Is that he got money from it?
No, that he like either what he did to get him the job or who he talked to stop him from getting in trouble with what he did with the job is the scandal. Right? Like that Joe Biden was essentially covering for his son's mistake in a foreign country is what people are afraid of.
Yeah, but that's not even like confirmed.
Exactly. And I guess that would be Trump's reasoning for why he was doing it. But we know Trump. Like, Trump was also the big guy on, like, get Obama's birth certificate. And it's like, you're just puffing smoke to make it look like there's a fire. But there's no fire. No. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, it's so annoying because people are listening into it. But at the same time, I think that it's good that people low-key want to impeach Trump for this.
I feel like, though, the impeachment just allows him to play the victim. And that's how he won the last time. So if they don't get the impeachment, if they don't have valid evidence that can go through the court systems that we have against his lawyers and all this stuff, against everything that he could do to fight it, if they cannot get him impeached,
like if they lose, he'll be reelected.
Yes, because he will be made this like, you know, see, I told you the Democrats will do anything not to get me in, and they don't even care. You know, he'll just flip it.
Yeah, he'll become but
he'll be like a martyr.
I'm like Dave Chappelle. I don't care about martyrs. I'm a victim blamer, bro. I'm a victim blamer. So, like, it makes so much fucking sense. Like, dude, okay, you almost got impeached. What the fuck did you do then?
Yeah.
Why were you almost fucking impeached? You're not becoming president. You were almost fucking impeached.
But I don't think the majority of the country thinks like that. And that's the weird
But
part.
I feel like they should. Because
they should.
Did you
that's
did you finish the Andrew Schultz Bert Kreischer podcast?
No, I'm like halfway through.
I
got to the point where you were talking about
the victim blamer?
No. I got to the point where you were saying
the podcast stuff? Like asking to be on a podcast?
Yeah, I'm like maybe 15, 20 minutes after that.
Okay, well, all right.
Go ahead.
So I don't want to spoil too much of the podcast,
No, go
but
ahead. Chill.
what's it called? They talk about Dave Chappelle, and because Andrew Schultz put out a crowd work special the same day as Dave Chappelle's special came out.
Is that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
But so they were talking about Chappelle's jokes and some of them, and then Andrew Schultz was like, "Yo, I thought he was gonna take the victim blamer one a whole different way," and I was curious as to what he meant by that, and he was saying that literally every single parent is a victim blamer. You know, your kid comes home, they got in trouble at school, they got suspended or whatever, or even like, what was it? Something happened. Oh, Bert's daughter Isla, she came home, and
I love Isla.
she's so fucking stupid. It's so funny though that like Bert just talks about her all the time. But like this is a good example of victim blaming from a parent. So Isla comes home, and she says that one of this that a student had threatened to kill her, which is like, wow, that's fucking wild. And then like it's not even just like he threatened to kill her. He said that he was gonna go home, get a gun, and come back and shoot her. So like he gets expelled. Yeah, as one should. But
Right,
like she comes home, and Bert is like, "What the fuck did you do? Like,
What did you do to
what
make
did
him
you
wanna
do
kill you?
to make him want to kill you?"
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's what most people don't do, right? It's like you
I
don't
feel like
check
most people do that though.
No, well, I meant the opposite. Most people don't check
Like what the person did to
the
create
opposite.
that.
Like the opposite of the victim blaming parent, most people don't do, right? Most people are not trying to find out who's to blame in like for real. They'll just initially blame you and then they'll be like, "Oh, it wasn't your fault?"
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's the opposite for parents though. Like how, because like parents are automatically victim blamers.
You think?
Because like your kid shows up looking fucking like sad as fuck, like oh something happened to them, but then you realize, like I feel like most parents are just like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
Like what did you do to cause this? I feel like,
agree.
but I feel like, so I don't know. It could go either way then for the impeachment thing, because I feel like a lot of Americans will be like, well, what did Trump do to get brought up to be impeached? You know, what did he do? And then I feel like the Democrats or whoever wants to can run with that a little bit at least.
I don't like that I can see them using false evidence to prove a narrative. I don't care that it's Donald Trump. I don't like the process.
I don't like
I'll
it either.
impeach Trump for his crimes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Acknowledge the crimes. Get him out. For
Yeah.
sure. Let's get Andrew Yang. Let's get Biden. Let's get Bernie if he's okay. You know what I mean?
If he's okay.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Let's get somebody in there who could do some good, hopefully. If they'll even do good. If they'll even be able to do good. Because it's not
Yeah.
just being the president. You got to talk
Mhm.
to the House, the Senate, the Congress, you know, everything.
But that's the
is a
thing
process.
too. Is like, dude, people will be like, "Oh, the economy's doing so well now that Trump's the president. Oh, these things are doing blah 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 mumbo jumbo, fucking dumbass shit." And then you'll realize that all of these things are happening because of the things that Obama changed within the economy, so that in the long run, even after he's done with his fucking terms, it starts doing better. Because no matter what, the president cannot change a bunch of shit right a fucking way, you know? Like,
yeah, it's a process.
no matter what, it's a big ass
bills
process.
and all that.
Like it's a big ass process. You gotta convince so many different sides to all agree on one thing. And then once they finally do, it takes years for that shit to go into effect.
That's true.
So even the stuff that Trump has done, we're not seeing the repercussions of it really.
No,
You know,
yeah,
we're
he
seeing the
kinda-
repercussions of Obama during Trump, and then we're gonna see the repercussions of Trump after Trump is gone.
True. Yes.
Like,
it's true.
but people don't think about it like that. People think, oh, he's president now, so everything that's going
Obviously,
on right
if it's
now
happening, yeah.
is. But that's not how it works, and people don't think about that.
No, it's intentional misinformation too. like news stations perpetuate that kind of thinking.
Oh, the economy is the greatest in 20 years because of Donald Trump. No,
Yeah.
bro.
They just inflate the already false narrative,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then people believe it. If you hear it enough times, you'll believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like basic. And because we all like to follow. We all follow the leader. And
Yeah.
anybody who gets out of line, everybody else in the line starts shitting on them. Oh, look at him getting out of line. You know, somebody's over there. Get back in line. What are you doing? You're ruining everything. And sometimes you're just getting more information than anybody else is.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
crazy.
know. It's stupid sometimes.
No, I
But-
think people just need to be told in a way that they can understand and in a way that is truthful.
No,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And
'Cause,
that's what I think about, like, with podcasts. I feel like it's an easy way to digest information.
yes.
You know? It's a way easier. I'd way rather watch Bernie's podcast than watch Bernie in a debate. You know?
Yes. Because you can't even talk.
Yeah, I'd way rather watch Bernie talk on the podcast. It's just a way easier way to digest information.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Like, debates are cool, but they're kind of just bullying.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I like about debates is finding out who this person is when it comes to like media.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I like watching them a little closer and listening to how they're answering the questions. That's how I judge the character of the person. It's like, are you answering the question or are you avoiding the question? Are you telling them something they want to hear
Yeah.
without giving them the information that they asked for?
But I feel like it's better. I feel like that's better in a podcast too, or a long form conversation.
No,
Just
yeah.
because, like, they might avoid the question in the debate just because they want to talk about what they want to talk about in that certain like, they're not avoiding the question. They just have to get in their point.
I think sometimes they avoid it though.
But I don't know.
I
Like,
think even like
so I
Andrew
think it's
Yang
an
in the
unintentional.
Joe Rogan thing.
I think it's an unintentional. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in a podcast, you'd be able to see if they're actually avoiding the question.
Yeah.
You know, in a debate, it could be, oh, they have this very limited amount of time. You know, they have to get these points out so that they could even be so that they could gain traction in the election or whatever, you know? But in the podcast, if somebody asks them that question, they have all the time in the fucking world.
Yeah, but even then,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, in a
it's
podcast,
creepy.
if they avoid it in a podcast, then they're actually avoiding the question.
Yeah,
But
I
in a
would
debate,
definitely
you
rather
really-
see it. But
you-
I wish
yeah.
they would do it.
No,
Like-
I do too. I do too.
Why has
100%.
nobody else? Is it just hard to get on Joe Rogan?
I think he only brings
Obviously.
on people that he seems fit to bring
Yeah.
on. He only brings on people that he's interested in. Like, he
But,
brought on Andrew Yang because Andrew Yang has these ideas that are, like, kind of out there, you know? And Joe Rogan was fascinated by those ideas that he had. He brought on Bernie Sanders because, like, everybody talks all this shit about Bernie Sanders being a fucking socialist, like, he wants to give everything away. But Joe Rogan actually, like, listened into a little bit of what Bernie's actually saying. And he's like, oh, he's not super socialist. I want to bring him in so he could explain everything that he actually wants to do.
Yeah.
You know? I'm
Yeah.
sure he would
I mean,
have
like-
other people in if he, like, if he became interested in what they had to say.
Yeah, but that's the second thing. Is like we can't get it for everybody. We have it for like 4 people, and then
Yeah.
we're like, oh.
But, like, that's also their fault, in a sense. I don't think it's Joe Rogan's fault. I just think it's more like he'll bring on whoever he wants to bring on.
No, yeah, but I wish we could set up.
Yeah, hold
Sorry,
on. It's okay. The mic's a little far away from you right now.
I wish we could set up an actual like political podcast.
No, yeah, with, like, somebody moderating it. It would be
Even
really
them
sick.
talking to each other,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like literally just
but-
talking for
Mhm.
like
For
2
like
people,
an hour and
though.
a half or
2
2
people.
hours.
You know what I mean?
Or
like
just
Republican, Democrat.
the top 3. Put the top 3 in there with a moderator,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would be perfect. You know?
Yeah, it's too saturated and it's too hard. Oops, sorry. It's too saturated. It's too hard. And you can't even do it. Like, there's no way that you can get enough information in that, like, 2-hour debate.
No, yeah, exactly, 100%. Because there's so many people talking it, and so I don't know.
I think it'll
It's
get
weird.
modernized, though. I think it's already started.
Yeah, it is.
Like, within probably 10 years, hopefully, different people will make some moves, and we'll get to a place where, like, you can literally just go back and watch these podcasts for these people.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
cool.
think so. I think that'll be the greatest part.
Like on the way.
Yeah. I hope that that's another thing about this country is that it follows rules from 200 years ago, but like nobody ever wants to amend any of those rules. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like they could amend the Second Amendment if they wanted to.
Yeah.
To make it to where like, oh, you can't have fucking machine guns, bro. You could have a pistol and a shotgun. That's fine. That's all you need.
Yeah, realistically, right?
Like, oh, somebody breaks into your house. Bow, they're gone. Shotgun. You don't need to put 30 rounds in their fucking chest at point blank range. Like,
yeah, and how often does that happen?
Exactly.
You know
like,
what I mean? How often were you just like in danger? And
no, exactly. Like, you don't need to go Rambo on every fucking thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. That's another topic for another day. Did you have any other topics that you wanted to talk about recently? Like any new music, anything? Chance came out with a feature today.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty fire.
Who is it?
I forget who he's with. Some weird random ass SoundCloud rapper. But like
that's cool.
It's pretty fire. It reminds me of old Chance. Oh, it's with Guap Dad 4000. It's called Gucci Pajamas.
Wow.
Yeah.
The amount of like G's.
Guap Dad 4000.
How that just sounds very G. Guap Dad.
Dude, fucking Gucci Mane is releasing a collab with Gucci, bro. He's releasing his own Gucci sneakers, bro.
How much do you think he got from that?
I don't know, but like I feel like that should have been a thing a long time ago.
I did too.
Like he has an ice cream cone tattooed on his face, bro.
I feel like they waited till he would be valuable to them.
But he's been valuable to them.
In a way. But technically speaking, if he never came along, they were still rich as heck.
Yes, but how much money do you think they made from people buying Gucci shit because of Gucci Mane?
I don't know. How much do you think he lost because of that name? You think he ever got, like, sued?
I don't think so.
You think?
No.
You think they accepted him, but then they kept him at a distance? I don't know. I was thinking about it from a really cynical point.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really listen to Gucci Mane. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm happy for him, honestly, like, that he got to work with them. Yeah, but I feel like with the amount of money he's spent on Gucci products and the amount of time he's been a Gucci supporter, it's surprising that if they're, like, okay with it, that they waited this long to, like, do a collab.
Oh, no, it's hella surprising.
You know what I mean?
This
like,
long.
It's trippy. It's like, what?
It's so weird. That's what I was saying on Twitter. I was like, damn, like, it took this long for Gucci to get a Gucci fucking deal? It's fucking wild.
It's trippy.
But, so no rappers you listen to have come out with new music recently?
They're all dead. No, I'm just kidding.
At your shirt.
Hey. Shout out David.
Shout out
Christmas
Biggie.
present.
Christmas?
Yeah, you got this for me for Christmas.
Last
Yeah.
year? Oh, nice.
Imagine this year. This is 2 months early.
Dude, Rolling Loud coming up, bro.
Let them know.
Rolling Loud. I cannot wait. Like, tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Hey.
Buying the ticket tomorrow. Chance the Rapper headlining. A$AP Rocky, Meek Mill, Future, Lil Uzi, Juice WRLD, everyone. The Baby.
How much is the ticket?
$250, I think.
Each.
Yeah. What's a 2-day thing?
Yeah.
So like $250 for 2 days.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, for who you get to see.
Mm-hmm.
How many people would you say you get to see? Like, obviously you can't see everybody on the lineup, right?
Yeah.
So how many, like, do you remember being able to like visibly see.
Well, last year, at least like 30 people. I don't know.
Shit.
Like, it really depends on how much you want to just move stages, to be honest. Because, like, last year we kind of moved stages a little bit more than we normally do. And I feel like we didn't get to see as many people. But at day and night, we just camped the main stage the entire time. And we saw, like, everyone that there was to see, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that one was a 3-day festival. So I think the first day we only saw the headliners, which were Khalid and Travis Scott. And I think that's the only people we saw the first day. I'm pretty sure. Which was still cool because, like, it was 2 hours, 1 hour of Khalid, 1 hour of Travis Scott. It was dope. But then the second day, we got there a little earlier. We saw, like, Rich Brian, Playboy Cardi, Post Malone, Lil Uzi, Chance the Rapper. I think that might have been it. I don't know.
But
like,
it's like a good concert.
It's like
day.
12 hours both days worth of music.
Multiple people.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, dude, you've never been to a festival, huh?
Nope.
Festivals are the shit. I don't know. Like, raves are cool, I guess. I don't know if I'd go to a rave. Like, I guess if, like, a bunch of people that I knew wanted to go to a rave, I would go.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I prefer, like, rap festivals.
Would you go to Coachella?
Coachella? Yeah. It depends on who is headlining, of course.
Yeah.
But, like,
sure.
Because, like, okay, my friends bought Rolling Loud tickets already. They bought the pre-sale tickets.
Oh, shit.
So, but the only downside of that is, like, you don't know who's performing.
Really?
You know? Like,
They
don't release... Yeah. They don't release the lineup until, like, right before the regular tickets go on sale.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
It's like an interesting marketing method.
Mm-hmm.
They literally... So, what if you don't like the people? You're just screwed.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. But that's why I waited until, like, the lineup got announced. Dude, it was crazy. So, I was actually in the car. I was in the car listening to Power 106. Like, that, the regular radio, like a fucking weirdo. And so, I was in the car listening to it. And the dude from Rolling Loud, like, the dude that puts on Rolling Loud as a concert, as a festival.
Yeah.
He was on the radio station. And he was legitimately, like, it was the announcement of who the lineup was.
Oh, he did it on the radio?
On the radio. Because, like, it wasn't out online yet.
And you heard it?
And I was listening to it.
What are the odds?
No, exactly. And he was like, all right, so day one, you'll never guess who this is. Like, you'll never guess who's headlining. And I was like, oh, I wonder who's headlining. So I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, it'll probably be, like, Travis Scott or, like, fucking Post Malone. Or Lil Uzi, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's... Last year it was Post Malone, Lil Uzi, and Lil Wayne. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But... Oh, and it was Cardi B last year, too. But then, this fool, he's like, day one, we got Chance the Rapper. And I was like, what, bro? Like, you're lying.
Of all the ways to hear that, like,
Like,
Chance is headlining.
Literally.
That was probably the perfect way.
It was
just a radio personality. A dude on the radio, right? Chance the Rapper. He first on the lineup. Dude.
No, yeah.
You had to go immediately.
Literally. I was just like, what?
Tim is a Chance. Tim's a chancellor.
I am.
Like, if that's a thing, we're going to make it a thing.
It should definitely be a thing.
He's a chancellor. Wow.
Like, I know every single song by Chance, basically,
Believe you.
word for word.
I believe you. I've seen it.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen Tim in the car. The vlogs will show. No, they won't. Because we can't play that.
But no, like...
One day.
Yeah, one day.
He'll just rap the lyrics. Acapella.
Acapella. Bet. Fucking... But no, yeah, like, I'm... Like, Chance is my favorite rapper. I'm like... But he's never played a Rolling Loud before. He's not, like... Ever. And Rolling Loud has been around for years. And he's never done a Rolling Loud. I never expected him to do a Rolling Loud. He does Lollapalooza sometimes because it's Chicago Festival. And he does, like, other stuff. Like, he has his own tour and whatever. But, like, he's coming to LA to do the second annual LA Rolling Loud. And I was like, what? And literally, like, none of my friends knew who was headlining.
Oh, shoot.
None of my friends were listening to the fucking radio. It's
At
the first
that
ever
moment.
announcement. And so, like, it's not even, the lineup isn't even out online. The lineup isn't out anywhere. And I'm just texting all my friends. I'm like, yo, Chance the fucking Rapper is headlining Rolling Loud LA, bro. I'm fucking going. Like, y'all have no idea. And then they're like, no, they were just like, what? Like, how do you know he's headlining? And I was like, fuck y'all, the dude was on the radio. I know for a fact. And then, like, an hour later, the actual lineup came out, and his name was at the top. And I was like, oh.
It wasn't a dream.
Dude, I was so hyped.
And now you're actually going.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not just hearing about it. Like,
No,
you're
exactly.
going to Rolling Loud.
And he tweeted, Chance tweeted, he was like, what did he say? He said, yo, I forget what he said, but basically the essence of what he said was like, this is my first ever Rolling Loud. We doing it big. It's finna be special.
Hey.
And I'm like, yo. And then he said, he was like, this is probably gonna be the last time I come to LA before like the next project that I have comes out or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit. Cause like I was supposed to see Chance the last time this fucker was in LA, right? I was supposed to see him like 2 years ago during like Christmas time. It was Cali Christmas, fucking Power 106 presents Cali Christmas, fucking supposed to be there, Chance, Travis Scott, all these people. This dude want to say he's sick, which is respectable. Like, he was sick, I guess.
You would hear him just.
Yeah, but like, so I guess he was sick, and I didn't get to see him, and I was sad as fuck. I mean, it was cool. I saw Big Sean, Travis Scott.
Sorrow in your voice.
Like saw Big Sean, G-Eazy, Travis Scott. I forget who else. Oh, Joey Badass was there.
Hey.
And it was really cool. It was a cool ass concert. It just would have been so much better if Chance was there. And so I've only seen him once. I saw him once at Day and Night. But
really,
now,
he was at Day and Night.
Mm-hmm. But now I'm gonna see him again. Kendrick Lamar was at Day and Night too.
Really?
That was so sick.
That's cool.
I know you don't really like Kendrick.
I just can't claim I listen to him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, yeah. And then you'd be like, what song? What song you like? I'll be like, I don't know. Like, I like Kendrick's song. I think my favorite Kendrick song.
King Kunta?
No.
That's one of mine.
But yes, I like that one too. I like How Much a Dollar Costs. That's like the one that was like, all right. Kendrick is like up here. Like, I respected it.
Yeah.
But it's just not like, I don't know.
Dude, that's what I don't get about like people hating on Chance. Because I'm like, Chance has some good bars.
People hate on Chance?
Literally all the time now.
Really?
Because of his album being solely about his wife and his marriage.
I mean, I could see where you could get annoyed by it, right? Like, if you're just getting slapped with it, like that one video.
Yeah, I love my wine.
That was funny as heck.
The Much Dank video, the fucking one, the interview video.
Yeah, the interview with Big Boy.
Yeah.
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 That was funny.
Like, and that probably isn't even how the interview went at all.
No, yeah,
it's just like
not.
edited, but like it's hilarious because he definitely said his wife that many times. I mean, like
I haven't heard the new thing. I've only been hearing bits and pieces with you.
Yeah, of his album.
Like, I mean, but I like it. Like, I like it.
Yeah, it's
like,
good music.
On every level you could rate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like efficient. It's not even like good. It's like efficient. He's good at like creating the raps, right?
Oh yeah,
where
he's good at writing.
He puts things together in a way that like it is jumbled, so you have to like put it together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like part of the fun of it.
No,
like you get to put together a whole
rhyme
thing.
Structure, everything is so like sick. I don't know, and the music behind it is so good too. 'Cause I'm tired of these just basic ass 808 ass beats, bro.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, Chance's production is definitely hardcore, like different.
No, yeah, 100%. And most of it is because he has a live band with him everywhere he goes. Every concert he performs, he has a live band, which was super sick live. Like, his performance live was the greatest performance I've ever seen in my life. Really? And I might be biased.
No, you sound a little biased, but it's okay. Like, you were there.
I was there. And, like, everybody that I was with, even though they didn't like Chance, they were like, damn, that's a crazy ass good performance. Like
People
David
don't like Chance.
Well, okay, David likes Chance. Obviously not as much as me. But he was like, damn, this is a beautiful ass performance. And I'm like, yes.
Right?
It is.
That's all you need. It's just a mutual respect. You don't need to listen to him every day. But understanding where people rank in terms of like not what's the word? Like an unbiased view.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yeah, you can have your own personal opinions on everything. And everybody's entitled to it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, sometimes you just have to admit that like
somebody is better than them.
yeah, it's like exactly. Like you could be a 6ix9ine fan, but 6ix9ine is not better than most rappers.
He's not better than any rapper.
I feel like he's better than Soulja Boy. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't.
No,
I think Soulja Boy is
mind.
better.
Never mind. I forget. No, honestly, I don't even know how he got so far.
Pretty Boy Swag.
That's the one you got in?
Boy Swag.
I've only heard a couple.
You
Soulja Boy.
cranked that Soulja Boy. Is that him? I'm just
I
kidding.
believe so.
But no, I don't know. Like, it sucks though, because I'm like, damn, I love Chance so much, but I just see people hating on him and like hating on his wife and like all this shit, and I'm
Really?
like, yeah, and I'm like, god damn it, like fuck that, that's so stupid. He made his first album like about the love he has for the woman that he's gonna spend the rest of his life with, the mother of his children. Like,
People don't understand the impact yet, though.
yeah,
I think there's people who don't, at least.
mm-hmm. and like, he
and
has
it's
some
pretty much our peers. You know what I mean? Like, our peers don't necessarily feel that.
mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe like David and Avery are getting to the point where they would want to feel that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
But,
it's
like,
very few and far between.
That's so weird. I just feel like I'm a super empathetic person because I mean I'm single. I like
You're not his.
Like-
you're not me.
exactly
Right.
like I'm not you. I don't have a wife. I don't like. But I'm like, damn. Like, he loves his wife. I see like all this stuff.
You can respect it for what it is, even if you're not relating to it. I feel like people
Exactly.
try way too hard to relate.
Oh, dude.
You know
all
what I
the
mean?
fucking
I
time.
can't relate.
Like, bro, I'm single, but I listen to love songs all the fucking time.
I mean, it could just be you also want to find love one day.
Well,
But
I do. But like, I don't know. Like, it's not even just that.
but those songs are nice. Like there's certain songs.
It's like feel good music.
Yeah,
It just makes you feel happy. It's a positive, uplifting, optimistic type of music.
I don't know what song it is, but that one that Chance does where he's like, the cement man.
I was about to say, he says, if I said it, I meant it. If I'm dead, it's cemented.
Yeah,
That's a fucking next level bar.
it
That's
is,
the
and he
next level
continues it on the 2 before and 2 after.
No,
Like,
yeah.
just
Like-
like his little monologue in the
Mhm.
start is intense if you listen, but most people don't listen.
No,
Like most people listen to
Like-
music for the beat.
Exactly. And I mean, that's respectable. But then you should respect Chance's music too. The music
you have
behind
to be able to
his
separate
words.
it all. And, you know, like
Yeah.
look
Because
at
like
everything.
the music behind that song is beautiful music. It's like fucking violin, vibey as shit. Like, it's beautiful music, but people are like, oh, he's talking about his wife the entire fucking time. I don't want to fucking listen to it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
They're like,
so
oh,
dumb.
there's no bass.
Really.
I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Fuck you.
go listen to a bass Chance song. Like you gotta let him grow too. If you're a fan, like that's the thing. People don't invest in like their peeps.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like growing up, I listened to Eminem a lot, and like I learned about Eminem because of what he talked about. Like you heard a song, and then you want to know
Yeah.
more, and you're like, "Oh, whoa, that's your lifestyle. That explains so much. Oh, you've been on you know what I mean? Like you just start
people don't
understanding.
do that anymore.
No,
They don't look up who they're listening to. They kind of just listen to
whatever is the top
Popular.
10. Yeah, top 100 is like okay.
They don't want to like J. Cole. When I started listening to J. Cole, I started looking up about J. Cole. I started researching J. Cole. And even the stuff I wasn't researching, I was learning from his songs.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Like his whole 2014 Forest Hills Drive, that's like an autobiography.
yeah. He literally time capsuled himself
Yeah,
in a
and
lot
then,
of
like,
ways.
Vic Mensa, people hate on Vic Mensa all the time. I'm not going to get into that. It's because of some dumb shit with
Oh, for real.
with some rapper that like he dissed and like shit happened. But Vic Mensa, his intro album is called The Autobiography.
Really?
And it's just every song is a different chapter of his life.
See, like, that's a concept album that, like, goes over people's head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's dumb, though. It's like, it's basic knowledge. It's not, like, rocket science. Like, this basic knowledge will help you enjoy this more.
Mm-hmm. Like, he has a song called The Fire Next Time. And he's like, out of the fire comes the fire inside. Like, out of the fire that you live through, you burn, you become injured, but out of that fire lights a fire inside of you to do better with your life. But no, they're not gonna listen to that.
Yeah,
they're just like,
it's weird.
They're just like, oh, he talked about a dead rapper.
See, that's the thing is people are. I don't even know what it's called. It's just
mob mentality.
Yeah, it's mob mentality, but it's like super emotional. Like I feel like you would remember this. So let's see if you remember it. But when I was like a little kid, if you were at school and, you know, Ronnie called you any word and you went up to the teacher, hurt that so-and-so called you that name, the teacher would tell him, you know, hey, don't be doing that. But then they would also tell you, like, worry about yourself. Like, don't worry. It's just a word. We were taught that it was just a word, and then we stopped letting it limit us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, we weren't. Most people hear those words, and it's like an obstacle in front of them, and they don't want to hurdle it to get over it. So they're just like, oh.
Yeah, but like,
can somebody move
I
this?
feel like it's a holographic. Like, it's a hologram obstacle. Like,
yeah.
it's an obstacle that's there, but it's not really there.
Or it's like jumping a curb. Like, remember when you were a little kid, you just jump off a curb? But it's like there's no, you could just step over it. Mm-hmm. It's not as hard as it looks.
No, exactly. Like, if it's in front of you for sure, but you could just
like
go
a mirage.
Yeah, like a hologram. Like, whatever.
Like a Tupac hologram.
Exactly. Like, that's also what Chance says in that song. He's like, I don't want no holograms.
That's what I was thinking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, I don't know. People just want to be bothered by more things, to be honest.
Well, the thing is, we've let them be bothered. Mm-hmm. We've told them that's okay, you feel bothered. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to go handle that. I'm going to go kick little Ronnie out of class and make sure he never comes back. And it's like that literally didn't change anything.
Nothing.
It didn't change Ronnie. He's going to do it to anybody in his other class.
Yep.
It didn't change that kid because that kid is just going to be scared of whatever word that is. And it did no good. It literally did the opposite of what you were trying to do. If you're trying to help anybody, then you have to help them understand. And like you were saying, like, be empathetic.
Yeah.
Learn empathy, and then you will learn respect for other people.
I feel like
and
nobody empathizes anymore. Like,
because like
there's a lot of people that I know that like just do not empathize with anyone over anything. They're just like, this doesn't concern me. I don't feel any remorse, anything towards that.
But there's like a borderline evil in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so twisted to think like that.
Exactly.
To be empathetic
only to yourself. It's 100% selfish as fuck. But I'm like, that's for some reason, it's promoted to be selfish now.
Yeah, it's encouraged.
Chance talks about that in his song.
Does he?
Yeah, he said, I guess it's not bad to be lonely anymore. And what I get from that is like, because he's talking about how people are hating on him getting married and like saying like, oh, why are you getting married? All of this shit. And he's like why? I guess it's okay to be lonely now. Like, I guess it's okay to only care about yourself now. Mm-hmm. That's what I get from it. It's like, I guess it's okay to just focus solely on myself and no one else around me. Like, he's getting married to a woman. He has his daughter. He has another child on the way. He cares. He empathizes with these people. But people are like, oh, why are you getting married? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I'm like, dude, because he's not selfish. Like,
it's a weird I wouldn't do it mentality too. Like, I wouldn't do that, so you shouldn't do that. And it's like, what? What are you talking about?
We're in completely different positions in life, bro. So like,
And that's where empathy comes in. If you would just think about that for 2 seconds, get your head out of your head, you know what I mean? Like, just look at a situation and be like, oh, that's where you came from? That's your situation? You know, we would literally, like, there's so much benefit to that. And people don't think there is.
No, exactly. And that's from a Vic Mensa song called We Could Be Free. He says, we could be free if we only knew we were slaves to the pains of each other. And I'm like, that's 100% true. Like, that's basically empathy.
Yeah.
We're slaves to the pains of each other. But, like, people don't care about the pains of each other.
Because they're focused on their own pain because they've been told, like exactly. it feels like there has been some sort of intentional, like, implementing of this thought process where it's like, if it inconveniences you at all, don't do it. And it's like, no, that's when you do it the most. Like, literally, I don't know if you, like, listen to him or not. Like, he's kind of rare. I don't know. He wrote a book, but his name is Simon Sinek. And he did this, like, TED Talk type thing. And I listened to it. And he talked about the actual chemicals that are in your body. He talked about serotonin, dopamine.
Yeah, DMT. No, I'm just kidding.
THC, whatever. You know, but he talked about the effect that it has and how anxiety turns on your oxytocin, I think it is, right? And it's like he said he had this analogy of like a drip in the sink. He says, a drip in the sink isn't that bad unless that drip continues.
Yeah.
And he said when your oxytocin is activated, it's dripping, and accumulating. And I think that's where we get a lot of this like we've
like built up stress,
like anxiety and all that. Like, and in a sense, anxiety is profitable.
No, it is.
You know what I mean? Like there are pills that people take every day because they can't get over their anxiety. And sometimes all it takes is like, I'm not saying that people who have anxiety don't have anxiety, but I think it's perpetuated by the same people who are giving you the medicine for it.
Oh, no, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they want to keep you coming back. They don't want you to get rid of it.
No, yeah. They don't want you to get better. They want you to think you're getting better from what they're giving you.
The pill. This like placebo type thing. As long as you believe it's this, you'll be fine. And they play on your anxiety.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? They literally freak you out to the point where you'll spend the $20 for both these pills.
Yeah.
Every month.
They give you more anxiety.
Intentionally. It's trippy.
Intentionally.
It's trippy.
But like in this song.
Go for it.
In the song We Could Be Free by Vic Mensa, he says, we could be free if we only knew we were slaves to the pains of each other. And then after that he says, one thing I believe I can learn, to see my enemy as my brother. And so
wow. That's deep.
Yeah, but people won't listen to him because he hated on XXX.
See, but that's the thing. That in itself is like a fallacy. You know what I mean? It's you breaking down somebody, not even acknowledging what he said. You are literally just critiquing this person as a person, but you're not holding yourself to that same standard, right? You know what I mean? There's people who are like weird people who are like, well, he did a thing that I think is bad. And they're like, so you got to think it's bad. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, what the heck?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And like, it sucks because people calling Vic Mensa, telling him to kill himself every day because of what he said about X. And I'm like, but like, you're worse. You're worse than what you hate. You hate him for talking about a dead guy.
A
dead guy who beat his girlfriend.
Who did a bad thing. Yeah. And you're only focusing on his death because you are emotionally attached to this person. And I get it. Like, I don't like people talking about dead people. Yeah. Like, talking bad on dead people. Like, that's not cool. Yeah. We all know that. But at the same time, sometimes people, like, if I said I don't like Hitler, nobody would be like, what? He's dead. Excuse me. Have some respect. They would be like, yeah, me neither. Because he did something worthy of not liking him. Right? So even if he's dead, And even if you never did any
like
trial,
in the Chance song, he says, "If I said it, I meant it. If I'm dead, it's cemented." He's dead. It's cemented.
it's done.
He can't defend himself. But like, he can't defend himself. But he also can't explain like
What happened?
what happened, which is defending himself. I don't know. I went and started.
No,
with
yeah,
that.
I feel you.
But like, it's stupid because he did do this terrible thing.
Yeah, and people are not acknowledging that. They're
And then
acknowledging
also,
a
like,
smaller thing.
Like, also the freestyle that he said it in, he said it before he died. He said it like all of these things. It was pre-recorded, and everybody was hating because he said it in front of X's mom while she was accepting an award for him, which he probably didn't even fucking deserve. And like, this shit was all pre-done. It wasn't even as bad as people make it out to be. And then that song, he says, "We could be free if we only knew we were slaves to the pains of each other. One thing I believe I can learn is to see my enemy as my brother." He wants to empathize with his enemies. He wants them. He doesn't want to have enemies. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
he wants
sure
to get it to the
if
point
X
where
was
it's-
alive, he would have empathized with X and been like, "Listen, I've been there. I've almost hit a woman. Like, I've almost done these things. I've taken drugs. It's driven me crazy. I've been to the point of suicide."
Right.
But like,
he didn't get the chance to
he didn't
do
get
that.
the chance to do that.
And people like wanted to crucify him as soon as they found out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They literally told him to kill himself. Like,
Well,
what
no,
if he did
100%.
it? What if he did it? What if
Yeah.
you were the last person to send that message? You just this anonymous, random, no picture dude, and he got to the point, the mental state, because we all know mental state is like fragile.
No, yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, and it's affected by the things you're told. You know, he could have totally gotten to a point where he like just drunk himself to death, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, took a pill, took this, and just tried to get rid of it.
Mhm.
You are creating a bigger problem than the problem you're saying should be stood for. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're saying don't talk bad about this guy because he's dead, and you know that's a bad thing to do, right?
Mhm.
And then you're like, but kill yourself also.
Yeah.
What
no,
the heck?
you're-
What kind of person are you?
People contradict themselves constantly in life.
I hate double standards.
Double standards, hypocrisy, it's ever present in society, no matter what. There's nothing we could do to stop it.
Well,
But
I
it just
think
sucks
the only
because
thing
people won't
is just
realize
keep
it.
talking about it.
Yeah. I like the thing that I try to do the most in personal life, like whatever, I try to admit when I'm wrong, and I try to admit when I'm being a hypocrite.
Yes.
Those are two things that I really try to look for. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, you're doing that. I want to do the same thing. I'm like talking shit about you doing it. I'm like, I'm still going to talk shit about it, but I'll admit it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll admit that
It's
I would
part of
do it. Like,
maturity.
exactly. But people won't ever see that. I don't know. People
That's
won't.
true.
People don't want to admit wrong within themselves.
No, yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you.
But like, that's
you
the thing.
They think that when they do something wrong and they admit to it,
Yeah.
that it's a discredit to themselves, right?
But it's
that
not. It's
no,
the
it
opposite.
literally makes them twice as good in
Yeah.
a sense, like to everybody else. But to them, they can't get over this. Like, no, I'll look bad. It's like you already look bad.
You look bad for not doing this.
Yeah, it's like we all know this, or at least a good group of people know
Yeah.
how to live like this, and
Mhm.
you are showing yourself to be underneath that.
But yeah,
It's a good little spot.
yeah. I think this has been a dope ass conversation.
Yeah, I think the end kind of really picked up there.
Yeah.
We just went into some random stuff, but it was cool. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
never heard Vic Mensa talk like that.
Exactly.
You know,
But like, it's there. People just don't want to listen.
it's just open mind. You gotta have an open mind, and you gotta be willing to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's the biggest thing.
and as long as you do that, it shows that you're mature. Other people will do it back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, even if you're in the presence of an immature person who's not doing it and not doing it with you, you doing it consistently, continually, will allow them to see, like, oh crap, you're still good over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they think it's going to be the detriment to their character. But it's like,
the opposite.
No,
It's the
this is how
exact
you
opposite.
prove that you're getting better.
Yeah, this is how you prove your character. Like, this is how you prove that you've matured into a decent human
A
being.
decent person. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about that. You got to be like that for everybody, I think.
I think so too. But okay,
All right.
so This has been episode 8 of the BrainDamage Podcast.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
Episode 8.
Yeah.
A full month, technically, on YouTube.
Full month on YouTube. All right.
Almost.
Yep. Dude, we don't have an outro yet. An outro song to outro the podcast thing. But we got this. So we're going to use this.
All right, bet.
Use this.